Short-term rental owners continue to express their concerns after a city-approved January ordinance that requires STRs on the island and in Flower Bluff to register. Property owners we spoke to say even though short-term rentals are not a one-size-fits-all operation, some owners are now being fined. Our Alexis Green spoke with some of the rental property owners who are being impacted the most.
Adrian Trulove is a real estate agent, insurance producer, and also manages Airbnb properties on the side.
Single mother, 5 kids, wanted to make a little extra money, and I had extra rooms in my own home.
Trulove says the city's STR ordinance is affecting lots of residents who rely on their short-term rentals as their income, including her mother, whose retirement depends on it.
And so I'm trying to deal with my mom, who's 66 years old, and she literally bought this property to short-term rent. So it's affecting a lot of people in a way that I don't think anyone understands.
Trulove says her mother was recently fined after not meeting the city's requirement. According to Michael Dice, the city has received over 700 applications since registration opened in March, and only a few of those who were denied.
Ultimately, there were 16 that were in incompatible or wrong zones.
Corpus Christi Code Enforcement has issued 101 citations to STRs not operating legally. According to Dice, the city is working on phase 2 of the ordinance, which will evaluate land use and zoning districts to determine what single-family areas may be appropriate for short-term rental use.
The consultant's going to take a lot of the stakeholder engagement, going to propose an ordinance with some options, looking at best practices of other cities.
Trulove says she's not against registration of the STRs, but believes there should be a dual process for people who live in the home and people who live in residential areas.
When they start dictating what you can do with your rental property, it affects your wallet. So maybe today you don't need to rent your property, but what if something changes in your life? What if you lose your spouse? What if you can't get the income that you used to? What if inflation drives you out of the area? You may be forced to do rental, short-term rental, and you can't because you led the charge. You led the charge and the city tried to listen to you.
The rest of the city will be required to register their STRs this July. Lexis Green, 3 News.
All right, thanks for that, Lexis.